Welcome back to the IMNF Quilt Along. Today we are on pattern number 5, the Trip Around the World blocks. So you want to go ahead and lay out your block according to the PDF pattern. And if you'll notice and you'll look at it, it's really important for all the fabrics to be in the right place. So we've got our blues, we've got these little designs it's making, and that's why it's important for them to all be in the same place. And for that, because it can be very easy to get a little bit out of order and sew the wrong pieces together, it's important to stay organized. And when I'm working with a block that it has a lot of pieces that all have to be in a certain place, I like to put them on these foam cord boards. So what I tend to do is cut my fabrics over here at my cutting table, put them on the board, and then take it to my machine, and then I can just lift the whole board without moving all the pieces. Another way to do it would be just to lay out your block right beside your machine. To start this out, we are going to be sewing our corners, which is basically everything but the center cross and the very center block. So we're going to sew this, 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 and this before we do anything else. So what we're going to do first is we're going to chain piece. And I'm going to link to a chain piecing tutorial if you're new to quilting and you haven't heard of it. But what we're going to go do is we're going to go sew this row together, this row together, and this row together. So here's what that looks like. And the way you can double check and make sure that everything is in the right place is that this will be one fabric, this will be one fabric, this will be one fabric. So now we're going to press our seams open. Alright, so I always like to start on the bottom when I'm working with my rows. This way I never get out of order, and I'm always flipping down. So I've shown you this before. Line up our seams and put a pin right into that seam. And then go sew. So now I'm going to open this guy up, turn him upside down, and press the seam that runs across open. Now you can also nest your seams if you prefer, but because we are sewing these blocks in a column, there's 2 Trip Around the World blocks, and they're going to be sewn in a column. It just felt better to me to do it with my seams open. But you go be you. Same thing for this row. Same thing, press the seam open. So that's one down. Go ahead and do the other 3 corners the exact same way. So I've got all my corners sewn together. Now what I want to do, I've also gone ahead and sewn this middle row, and I've pressed my seams open. What I want to go do is sew this row together, and then sew this row together, and then press those seams open as well. So I've got my rows sewn together. I'm going to flip this guy, and I'm going to pin him just the same way we've been doing. Also, if you put your pin closer to the edge, it's a little bit easier to get those seams to line up. I'm going to pin the middle, and I'm going to pin the ends in place. Now I'm going to go sew. Press this seam open. and then repeat with this top row. I'm gonna go sew that. Last step, we're almost there. Alright, so this is a block with a gazillion seams, and I always want to spray it with starch to make it extra flat. Also, this is homemade starch and it's got peppermint essential oil in it. I just like the way it smells, so I spray everything. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this. I like Trip Around the World block. I think a whole quilt of these would be really, really cool. I will see you next time.